Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel Review Anything and Everything. And today we are jumping into the review of the Star Wars Lego set 75345. This is the 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack. Now, there's a lot of different battle packs out there. This one right here focuses on the 501st. A little fun fact, because I did some research and I wasn't really too familiar with. I know that there's all these different various clones, and some of them have different numbers in terms of their groups. And, you know, just like a regular Star Wars fan who's not an advanced Star Wars fan, I just knew there's a lot of different clones, different clone troop setups, but I didn't really know what ones was specific for what. And after doing a little bit of research, I found out that the 501st was really the group that was mostly with Anakin and Ahsoka, while you had the ones with like yellow highlights on them, which I forget what their namesake is as a group, but they were mostly with Obi-Wan, and you had Commander Cody. Well, the commander of this one was Commander Rex for this group. So if a person was able to get Commander Rex, and I'm sure many of the hardcore fans kind of know this, you can build your army of 501st clones, which it seems to be those are the ones that are most available when it comes to buying sets for army building, probably specifically because the stories mostly follow Anakin and especially Ahsoka when it came to the Clone Wars saga and series, and including obviously you having other various series that came out after the fact that focused on, you know, them, Anakin and Ahsoka. So it's easier to get these types. And in addition to that, Rex, at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, can be found in that set that has Darth Vader in the hallway scene from whether it's Rebel 1 or whether it's New Hope. So did I say that right? Rebel 1? I'm having a brain fart right now. So, but that movie or New Hope, when Darth Vader is in, you know, going through the hallways, there's that set. I'm not sure the set number at the moment off the top of my head. I'm sure you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. And that one, I think, comes with a 25-year anniversary of Rex, of the Clone Trooper Rex. So sorry about that. So anyway, back to what we have going on here. So this set right here comes with a clone specialist, an officer, a heavy trooper, and another heavy trooper. So you're not getting the generic clone trooper, but they're generic enough for army building. But if you get into the details and specifics on the previous set that I reviewed, and I happen to have the box on hand, on this one that was with the Bark Speeder, Killer on Back, these are just regular clone troopers. So they're actually more generic or regular than these ones, which are all a little bit more specialized. Obviously, they're not your basics. But nonetheless, this is still a great set for army building. Let's see. There's some artwork on the side. And you always have the one-to-one showing of the figure, actual size. That was the specialist. I don't know if the specialist is, or the officer would be considered the highest rank one here. Not really too sure. Here it just shows a display of them just kind of lounging around. So what we're going to do is open up the box, take out the bag, see how many bags are in this box, in this set. And then from there, we're going to put it together and we will review the set. Oops. Now, you guys already know from watching the channel, I prefer to just not use this whole punch hole thing because it ruins the box art if you decide you want to keep the box. But just be careful opening your box. If you were a kid, I would tell you have a parent do this for you and don't do it yourself. It's very easy to potentially cut yourself. Let's see, this is not opening up great, so let me just start getting it open and then see if I can get into it afterwards. I really hate trying to destroy the boxes on this, but sometimes they're a little hard to open like this because they actually aren't meant to be open like that. There we go. Not too bad. It can still be closed and still look the part. Let's see how many bags we have here. So we've got 2 bags. So it's not a lot. So it should be a relatively quick build. Based on me building a previous set that was only 40 pieces, I would say this 112 piece set, 119, I'm sorry, should probably be less than an hour. And here you have your little accessory pack for their helmet accessories. So I'm going to jump into this, put this together real quick, and then we're going to review this and take a look at it. All right, you guys, we're back, and here goes the completed set. Didn't take that long to put together. Now, here you see I just threw this guy on here to just demonstrate. He's supposed to sit down, but I just have him standing up for now. Now, this type of cannon, I'm not too sure within the lore if it's something that's automated and can walk on its own, or if it's something that is just stationary. But if you wanted to say to yourself that it's for the purpose of walking, it would be kind of cool, because in that aspect, it's almost like a mini land walker that you're getting with the set, if you want to think of it like that. They have this piece down here for stability. So if you wanted to make the legs kind of crumble down on itself and get low, you can, and they'll still kind of be balanced. But generally speaking, the legs are going to hold it up. So that's something you could do if you want to view it as stationary or turret mode, and then it stands up to be in walking mode. Though on the box, it kind of displays it more of a stationary kind of thing, but you can see here how high it is off the ground. We're going to jump into the troopers real quick, up close. Now, they actually came with an additional gun, this one here, and I really like when they do that, because then if you ever lost any of your guns for your other sets, which I've lost a small gun like this for another set, then you would be able to replace it when one set gives you extra. So he generally is supposed to use, this is the heavy trooper, and he's supposed to come with this gun as his main gun to use. You can see his detailing on his chest and on his legs. He's supposed to have this piece on him, though you could put any of the accessories that you want on either one, but this is just how it's displayed on the box. Comes with a little backpack, and he's got printing on his back as well. Try to see this printing on the back. So I'm pretty sure it's very similar to most detailing on most of these clone figures' backs. I think the figures look very nice. That was the heavy trooper. Let's see, let's grab a different one. So this right here is the officer. Now, I don't know, what's considered the higher rank of all of them. If it's the officer, I don't think it's the specialist, because he seems to be more of like a trooper who's specialized for certain things. And we'll get to him in a moment. Obviously not the heavy trooper. So I'm going to assume the officer is the highest position in this setup here. You can see the detailing on him. Now, his chest stuff doesn't look, it's different. He has the blue belt. He doesn't look more important based on his chest display. Maybe when it's like that singular arrow right there in the blue versus his, I mean, he's got something on top of it covering it, but it's a different kind of display. So maybe that would indicate that it's higher up. But then, as we're going to see in a moment, the specialist has the same kind of chest plate with a little insignia on it. So it almost makes it seem like he would be the highest. The only thing that differentiates him is his leg piece has the little like cover skirt that goes around his waist. You just see the partial of it. You don't, see it on the sides. But this coming down here, which normally anyone who's watched the Clone Wars episodes, certain ones will have that and certain ones don't. So I would assume that'd be the indication that he is the officer. He comes with a small gun is what he's supposed to have. But this extra piece here, which is obviously used as the muzzle on the heavy trooper's pistol, can also be used as binoculars. So it's like you get free binoculars with the character. So I just threw them on there like that. But, it's really just an extra part in the extra parts pile, which we have over here. Nothing special. You do get an extra one of these white visor types. So that's cool. I don't know the significance between, I think those are kind of like binoculars as well, similar, built into it. So those are the extras. And I also want to show this is an extra piece too. But sometimes I like to take extra from the extras and just throw it on just to add to the build. And that way your extra pieces aren't just sitting around in a bag, which you don't end up using them. So yeah, things like that, you know. But anyway, so jumping into the specialist now, for the most part, he's got the same chest piece as the officer, except here you see he doesn't have the blue belt and he doesn't have the skirt, but he has that little two marks insignia on his chest, which to me almost makes him look obviously a higher rank level than say the heavy trooper. But I feel like you almost wouldn't know between him and the officer who is more higher up. This piece can raise up here. Back printing that he has on him. I don't know if I show the back printing of the officer. You can see it's actually different. It's, you know, the blue belt still comes around full circle and the back piece has that blue on it. So it does, there's small things to indicate who's higher rank to some degree, but it's not easy to tell at a glance. I don't think anyone beyond like a really heavy person who's really heavy into Star Wars is going to really notice that difference. And now jumping into the build of the cannon, obviously it's a flick fire missile. And as they always say, that's gone, it's lost forever. Fortunately, it didn't go far. I think it's a nice build. This set right now, I'm going to put the link in the description on Amazon. This set normally is supposed to go for $20. And I think in that aspect, some people think that it's basic, still decent for army building. Right now, you can get it for $15. Well, $15.99, I believe it is, on Amazon. So roughly $16. It's really not bad for army building if someone wanted to get into that and really just put together a full army. Even if you didn't want to go crazy, maybe you just wanted to buy 4 sets of these. So, you know, you spend a little bit of money. It's not too much. 4 sets of them. You're going to easily have yourself about, 16 troops. That's not bad. Throw in the fact you might have some extra troops from other sets already, like how I just mentioned in a previous review, how I had the BARC Speeder escape, which had 2 regular clone troopers from the 501st. So nonetheless, you could have yourself a little kind of build up. Other than that, this build here, I think is nice. I think it serves its purpose. And I think it's also great for army building because there's nothing wrong with a group of troopers having, you know, a cannon on hand. So there's nothing wrong with that. And it fits. But beyond that, that is the set. You, like I said, you get a few extra head accessories for the helmets. You also get an additional gun. So I think it's definitely a great set. I don't think there's much to speak on it. It's a very simple, basic set, but it gives you what you need, which mostly is army building or just really to add to your scene. Not really much else to go over with it. I'm going to do another follow-up video with this because I bought this with the purpose of going with the BARC Speeder set because I actually wanted to have a couple more troops for that scene. I just thought it would like it tagged on well with it. So I'm going to do a follow-up video where I'm just kind of combining both sets on display and just kind of speak on the same thing, why I purchased this one and how it goes well with the other set. With that being said, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.